Let's see how long it takes. This is... Alright. It has spit to itself 4 times. 5 times. 6 times. 7 times. I think it's glitched. Imagine rolling... Holy smokes. This is pretty nuts. G-Funk, we can do that. I'm sorry, go ahead, David.
So, the problem with trying to practice throwing and not succeed that way is that no amount of throwing is going to guarantee success.
Yeah.
The difficulty of a throw is random, and not only is it random, but throwing itself has a -10 penalty.
Which is why it felt so weird whenever we were trying to work it out with running. Like, sometimes we would get it at 50, other times at 40. It just didn't really make sense.
There's also... Let me think for a bit. Okay, I'm looking at this grid.
I think most people ask that question because throwing is, like, probably the way that most people got that.
Unfortunately, throwing is basically the worst way to deal with the plants.
Yeah. Except for maybe the open spell.
But I think the open spell is a flat skill of 50.
It is. It would just take a long time to build that skill up. At least that was my thought. It threw it over to that one. Oh my gosh, it's the plant from last time. He's just going to throw it at himself over and over again. What is going on? I'm going to have to restart the game. I have never seen this before.
Maybe your game just happened to initialize with an RNG seed that is only one long and thus it. Yeah, for some very weird reason, SCI's random number generator is missing a +1 term that would stop those kinds of loops. And the AGI engine does have that +1 term, but SCI does not. Yeah, RNG seed set at program boot. Well, it's set at first RNG call when you get into the game, which is immediately at boot to set the C skill path. No, that doesn't apply to VGA.
Let me see here. We're just gonna...
What is the first random call in VGA?
Give me a second here. I'm just gonna put this over in the corner and run EGA.
I kind of wish I could give you cheat engine and look at the memory address for the RNG seed.
Is it that good?
The RNG seed?
Yeah, I mean, is there such a seed that would allow that to happen?
Yes. That's part of the problem with SCI's RNG generation is there are certain seeds. I mean, the way it's supposed to work is you have a number in memory, and that number is used to make some sort of calculation to get a random number, and then that number is updated with a new number. But the problem with the way SCI does RNG seeds is that there are certain numbers which will always end up on themselves again.
Well, He says go for a full 100% EGA. So, basically, I think what we may be able to say is to Nate is that I think I took the cake for the seed percent. All right.
Yeah, so during Complete-a-thon, when I got out of Quest for Glory 3 and entered again to reset my RNG seed, it was entirely because I suspected myself of being on one of those seeds.
It makes sense, yeah. Because you worked it out pretty quick, like, it was only within like the next minute or something like that.
That's amazing, no. but the other funny thing is that there are certain other places in code where an endless loop would just not work very well, because Mage's Maze in particular uses RNG to decide where to initialize stuff, but if it picks the same spot every single time, it's designed to roll until it picks something different. But if it never picks anything different, the game can lock up there.
Which I think is great. I think that I'm having a good time with this. Except not typing Cantankerous Dwarf Knight correctly is killing me on that, so. Cantankerous Dwarf Wizard over and over again. Thanks for that, Crow. Appreciate it. Did the sieve move? Oh my gosh, it did! I might have to go... No, now it's flipping back and forth between the two... Now it's flipping back between the two ones on the left. Oh, interesting. Will I eventually catch it is the question. Man, this seed in EGA is set to kill me every time I make the turn.
You're setting yourself up for some pretty bad seeds right now.
Yeah, pun intended, huh?
I always intend my puns.
Oh, I'm getting chased now. Now I'm safe. Oh, nice, it worked. Figures on a no-hit Yorick, I would mistype a bunch of things. Ah, it should have been a 102. No, shoot. It recentered on that window. There we go. Yeah, now it's double. Recursive bad seed. Nice. I'm having fun with this seed. I think this seed's great. So the next part of the task, David. Are we talking Baba Yaga? Because I think you already did part of that, right? Well, I guess it's the end game and then Baba Yaga, if I'm remembering correctly. I think David ran away. Oh well. Let's see what else he can do.
If Find no reset category.
Man, my hands were all over the place on that last one. Wow, we're gonna get back-to-back runs here. $102. I'm gonna have to reset the game and what it's capturing every time. Oh, that's funny. Oops. No biggie. I just like watching this guy's hands hold. I want to see if it'll turn to night while I'm doing this.
Night.
Oh, I'm so exhausted.
That's what, 3... Oh, you're in the run animation.
So my character is standing still and just getting tired.
Yeah, I was memory watching stamina during the Baba Yaga cutscene in the task, and the stamina was just slowly going down while I was being a frog. I think what happens is if you're in the run animation, then every few game ticks it will just remove a little bit of stamina, like 2 at a time. That's stamina tracked internally, so 2 stamina internally is like half a stamina on your character sheet.
So, can I kill will my character eventually die waiting for this seed?
No, and I want to know.
I mean, he is a wizard, so a cantankerous dwarf wizard nonetheless, so he very likely will have the least amount of HP that any of the 3 characters could get at this point. Die of old age category.
You're basically gonna do to yourself what Corey Cole did in Quest for Glory 2.
That's funny, yeah, at the beginning of the game. That's a great video, too. Found a death that nobody had ever seen before, because it shouldn't even be there. So what happened? It's like he started up a game and then canceled out, but because of the way the engine initializes, it instead just kept running his stats, and he eventually ended up, what, dying of hunger or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
It was something like a crazy thing, because it came back to the screen and it was on the main screen of the game in EGA, and he was just dead. like the opening screen. The menu. Which I think is great.
Yeah, it was funny because people were keeping death counters for them, and then the death counters started before the game even started.
Nope. I don't know what it is, but that Antwerp is giving me trouble tonight. He's showing up in weird places. Okay, Mist just showed up. Hey, Mist, I think I took the record. Seed percent. I seem to have rolled an RNG seed where it just spits to either this plant or the 2 on the left. Like, after doing this for, like, what would you say, like 6 or 7 minutes, it eventually started spitting to the other plant that's right next to it. And now it's just back to spitting to itself. So, GG, buddy. So I'm just speedrunning EGA while I'm letting the clock run on that one. Oh, gosh, that's funny.
So now we want to know if he will have death from overwork from standing there too long.
Yeah, I've run out of stamina, so it should be chipping into my health now, and hopefully I will die very shortly. Yeah, I had way too many typos there.
You know what? I might have to do another code dive there.
Yeah, something's...
It might be very possible that running will never drain your health.
I know I've died before, but it could be because it's ticking over. Whenever I did the 1 stat point challenge, so I had no stamina, but I should have had, what, 1 health, and it did kill me running through the forest. So I think in theory it can.
Okay. The reason it would not be able to is because a lot of the code is using... Excuse me. The code uses a lot of division, and so it's like, oh, if you would normally use, like, say, 2 stamina on this, but you don't have any stamina, then divide your stamina by 4 or something and take that much health away. But it's integer division, and that might round down.
Oh, so it's a floor instead, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Potentially. I don't know if this... I don't know what all this applies to, but this is the reason that you can climb on the tree in front of the healer or pick the healer's door endlessly without death by overwork, because those don't drain enough stamina to actually hurt you.
Interesting. I was, trying to remember what I was going to say about that. That's what I was trying to do. Oh, man. Yeah, this is a very interesting phenomenon. I've never seen this happen in games, so naturally it had to happen. I am all over the place now. I think it's funny that I can type the word cantankerous pretty consistently, but I almost always mess up either dwarf or wizard. I don't know what that says about me. Now I'm typing all over the place tonight. Crow with the cantankerous dwarf wizard. You will not beat me on this one, Crow. I will type it. Rofk is not a word, David. I'm not sure if you knew that or not. At least not a word I'll have to use in this game.
Rofk?
Yeah.
Try to use the word fun.
Ah, nice. I can do that. Nice. Try to use the word fun. Yeah, you're not allowed to use that one either.
You do not need to use the word fun in this game.
Lake Miller. So what has been the toughest thing to work on in the tool-assisted side of things? I mean, not other than the engine itself and getting used to that, what would be the hardest part of Quest for Glory so far?
There are certain rooms where the movement is particularly tricky. Like, I would say, you know, in front of the Kobold Cave where the ogre is.
Okay.
that was a particularly difficult room to test because you have to wait just long enough for the ogre to get out of the way so you can zip around it. But then you wait in a specific position to draw him away from the door the fastest, figure out exactly how long you have to wait, and then you have to do your movement in such a way as to get around him without triggering the fight.
Which is something you do in RTI.
It is, but
It's got to be perfect for
fast
test.
because you. I mean, it's not hard to do. It's just hard to optimize because you want to get away with the minimum amount of everything.
Use chair, candle.
So yeah, the ogre comes to mind. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, probably the most difficult thing at this point is going to be deciding which RNG seed I'm going to do the test with. Because I'm going to need something that allows me to do a lot of climbing skill checks without actually having the climbing skill to do them. You know, get that luck bonus. Just happen to get the climb first try everywhere. While also getting a mage's maze that requires only 3 trigger casts, no fetches, no opens.
So in other words, simple stuff, nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool that you stumbled into the fact that you didn't even have the spells. I was watching that video earlier, and you could like almost see at the beginning that you're like, what is going on?
Oh yeah, that run I just forgot to visit Zara a second time. And just went muscle memory to Erasmus, and then it's like, you do not know that spell. It's like, what? Oh, I forgot to get the spell. Oh look, there's a path. Oh, okay, trigger. Get to the end. Yay, I did it.
David, it's nighttime.
Oh boy.
Jeez. Now, my hero is a diligent hero, and obviously dedicated to diligence. It's his #1 stat. That wouldn't have worked anyway. I'm just going to let it go. I'm just going to keep going. He said he's going to have a can at arms when he's done there. I was going to say.
Oh yeah, the mage's maze is going to be really difficult to optimize too, just because it calls RNG so often that it's hard to tell how the creature's going to move.
Okay, so he could end up blocking you, in other words.
More like he just goes the wrong way, and like I have to rely on my usual RNG manipulation to get the creature to do what I want. I don't have Flame Dart to make him go the right way, so I just, yeah. I did end up writing a whole lot of scripts to tell me about stuff like do some memory watching and track all these things in memory, tell me what RNG seeds are upcoming, what expected rolls I can expect from them, and how that's going to affect certain things. And I've also written at least one script to try to see if I can find an RNG seed that will get me certain outcomes at certain times.
Yeah, missed. I've had a couple
ways to
1 and 3s. Sorry, go ahead,
Yes,
Dave.
I do have ways to advance RNG without losing frames. So you know how in Quest for Glory 1 EGA, you can right-click on nothing, and then eventually the game will tell you that you clicked on nothing. Well, every time you click on nothing, it pulls RNG to decide if it's going to display a text message.
Ah, interesting.
And then if it decides it is going to display a text message, then it rolls RNG again to decide which one.
Oh, shoot. I messed up the cave. And the nice thing is you've actually done, other than throwing the Dispel Potion, you've pretty much already done the any percent, so like what's coming up shouldn't be at least too surprising for you.
Not too surprising, but the any percent run just used C squares input and then changed some of the text inputs, shortened that a little bit. So, but I'm not planning to reuse C squares because I don't believe it's optimal.
So do you think 1 frame rule or 2 frame rules now is going to be saved?
I think 2 frame rules.
Jeez. It's already so fast, and you're saying like, basically it's going to save another 2 full seconds, huh?
I think I can save another 2 seconds in any percent.
That is crazy to think about.
So, the major reason for that is just because of the parser dumping trick.
Yeah. At the beginning with Zara, you were talking about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure it's probably... Is there another place that we were talking about? I forget.
Well, I can build up either a run or a cast it on the way to the Antwerp cave. I can do that without losing any time. So when the stag slows down the hero, I could maybe immediately start running again. Then when you get to the Antwerp room, have cast it dumped into the parser.
Okay.
So that could save me 5 text inputs right there. I could probably build up a cast open on the way to Toro. I would have 2 room transitions to do that with. And then maybe I might be able to build up a bar door.
Would building up run between the sheriff's room and Zara be possible?
Not building up between sheriff's and Zara's room. I would probably just dump run on the screen transition to in front of Zara's shop, and then in Zara's shop dump a portion of buy open.
Good. That's what I was thinking, actually. I may have said it wrong, but that, like, yeah, in that transition there. Because right now I know the task starts moving left and then begins to type in the word run. So if that could be dumped into the parser ahead of time, right there's like 28 frames.
Well, kind of. You can't dump it before the game starts. You can't dump it on the way to the screen transition. But you can, instead of trying to type run on the first screen, you can just have it typed out and then enter it on the second screen, and you'll save a couple of character typings that way at the cost of having to walk the first screen a little further. Then you save yourself having to type out like 2 characters, and that's probably worth for it.
I'm getting tired. It's midnight. It seems
standing this for 12 hours. Now you're getting tired.
I want to see the seed start spinning again. Oh my god, I can't wait to clip this and put it on YouTube.
So I just want to confirm one more time. You cannot get out of Elsa's room at all, period, if you are running, even with high-speed hero off. Is that correct?
I haven't been able to.
Okay. I was not able to reproduce that DOS box. So that does mean... It does mean I will not be running in Yorvik's room as much as I would really like to.
That being said, I have found that the mouse is able to produce things that the normal, like it's able to go at different angles. So it might be possible with the mouse.
Uh,
Good question, Crow. No idea.
so yeah, the mouse has reproduced a lot of things for me and that I thought were otherwise unattainable. So the mouse has been helpful there. But as long as the mouse is able to produce something, I've been able to verify it in DOSBox first and then do it with the mouse.
Okay.
If I can't reproduce with mouse only in DOSBox, then I'm considering it not doable. So examples of this: Adventurers Guild, the stable. I've been able to get into those with mouse only, but Zara's shop, I could not do mouse only. I had to turn my speaker on.
Okay. All right. Your extra.
All right. So, can you die of lack of sleep in Quest of Level 1? As far as I know, no. Every time you stay up until midnight, a global variable is incremented by 1. And if you stay up to midnight repeatedly, then that variable keeps incrementing. But if you sleep a full night, which I think means go to sleep before midnight, then that variable decrements by 1. No, and then what the variable actually does is it reduces your attack and defense values in combat. Does that variable go negative?
Ooh.
Well, I mean, I don't think there are any specific checks to prevent it from going negative. But it's probably a 16-bit variable, so you would have to stay up to midnight for over 32,000 days for it to roll over.
Is it a 16-bit variable?
Well, I mean, pretty much everything is.
Is it really?
Unless it's specifically a flag.
Okay.
Flags, I think, are 1 bit. But
On off makes sense.
all of the variables, 2 bytes.
I meant by sleeping when you weren't overtired.
Oh, no, no, I don't believe it does.
We need to find a way to overflow some of these other variables. Or underflow, that is. I can't think of where it'd be useful, but I want to be able to. I think we found the one place where it would be useful.
Okay, Quest of Glory 1B.
Man, we're doing lots of booey opens now. Crow, I expected Cantankerous Dwarf Wizard to take me longer to type out, but it's really not that bad.
Code injection into the game. The seed does not spit at night. And our hero is just sitting there waiting.
I think he'd just be able to sit down. I mean, you know. Just gotta... Lots of 103s. That seems to be my, like, average now.
That's a pretty good average.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Twitch didn't like my examples. I didn't see it. It didn't look like it blocked anything on my end, but... I hope this doesn't take too much longer for it to start turning day. I want to see these flowers start spitting again, so...
Oh, oops, my task went to like stupid. Yeah, I'm working on that movement to get to the antwerp.
Oh. I fell in the pit in the brigand's lair. Oh, it actually worked. I didn't think it would work there. I mean, I ended up trying to cast Oit, but shoot. Cantankerous Dwarf Wizard, who also happens to be a fighter. Alright. Shoot. Good time, even with a typo in it. What a one. I'm like, sure, sounds good. Cantankerous Dwarf Wizard continues his quest to get the seed. Don't think that this is the main game. No, it's the seed in the background that's at nighttime. That's the one that's the big one. Right, David? Still there?
Still here, yes.
Still here. We're still just staring intently at the dark screen. Actually, I imagine you're probably tassing right now.
I'm working on something.
Any percent? Just for the heck of it?
No, I'm doing 100%. I'm just trying to... I'm doing movements that might factor into any percent. that in there. No, I have to turn off high-speed heroes sooner than that.
Ooh, that was getting good. Now, Crow, just one so far. That one was looking like it could have been. Ah, shoot. Clicked at the wrong spot. Up. I like the cantankerous dwarf wizards. It's nice to feel like we're pretty close to the end of Eusebius also. I mean, we're probably going to need like 4 or 5 more streams. I'm hoping not more than that. In fact, technically, I don't think we need to do the Cleowin quest in order to be able to beat it, but we do get a pretty big boost of experience if I remember right. I'll have to double check that. Reset the engine. Just a night for runs. Normally I'd be gone by now, but I just kind of want to see whether or not that daytime comes, so... Didn't start the timer. Nice. Ah, I hit hop 0. I've never done hop 0 before. I've done plenty of other typos. Hop 0 is a new one for me. Just continue this grind. I spelled hide and go seek wrong. Hide and go seek. Oh, it's turning day. It's turning day.
Good. Oh yeah, right. Nights are shorter than days.
Oh! Nowhere near it. I don't think it's going to restart. I'm not seeing the seeds start going.
Maybe it's not fully day yet.
Yeah, I mean, like whenever the fairies are there, it doesn't have to be fully night. I was thinking that it would just be a quick hard day, or maybe day is works a little differently.
Oh, well, that's not the result I expected.
That's a good start.
So it appears to be about 40 milliseconds faster to go through the archery range.
Really? I wish I could check my health.
Yeah, archery range is faster. It's interesting.
Yeah, I'd say it's fully day, and the seeds have not begun their clicktastic adventure.
Oh, so you're stuck there forever then?
Well, this is how the hero's journey ends, apparently. Man, I keep hitting the wrong one. Yeah, run disqualified, Dark Dark says. Shoot. I just think it's great that we waited all day and all night. Oh, hit the wrong button and fell off and started rolling. That's the game. All right, so this guy says he's not going to start spitting the seed anymore, so, well, I guess that's GG. All right, David, I'm going to log off. All right.